Today I'm giving you my secret formula to get the best footage possible out of the DJI Mini 2. This is a secret formula I've been using in all my shots, and it is simply the best way to get the best footage out of this little guy. Today I'm going to show you. Let's jump right in. So before I give you my tip for reliably getting the best shots out of the DJI Mini 2, my secret, I just want to say if you like this video and you learned something new, please make sure to hit the like button. And if you're new around here and haven't subscribed and like drone related content, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and make sure the notification bell's on so you don't miss any of my other upcoming videos. So this secret is all to do with exposure. So before I give you the secret, I just want to explain what exposure is. So exposure is the amount of light that hits the photosensitive element of the camera. More exposure means a brighter image, less exposure means a darker image. And there's a few ways you can set it on the DJI Mini 2. So the first tool we have to use whenever we're setting exposure in the DJI Mini 2 is shutter speed. Now a faster shutter speed is going to result in a darker image because you're going to have less time that sensor is open to the light to let the light in. And you can change shutter speed on your camera by putting it into manual mode and pressing the shutter speed selection here. And then you can obviously slide up or down to change shutter speed. Now a slower shutter speed is obviously going to result in a more exposed or brighter image because the sensor is open to the light for a longer amount of time. And you can use this to set exposure, but I would highly recommend you don't. I like to use the double frame rate rule whenever you're setting shutter speed to make sure that you get natural motion blur in your shot, which is critically important for cinematic footage. So because I shoot at 30 FPS, I always use 1/60 as a shutter speed. The second tool we can use when setting exposure is ISO. And you can change ISO by again using manual video settings and pressing the ISO selection here and changing it up and down. Now ISO controls the sensitivity of the sensor, and increasing the ISO will make a brighter or more exposed image, and lowering the ISO will make the image darker. Now again, I'm going to recommend that you don't really use ISO. It comes in at a pinch whenever you're shooting sunsets or even at nighttime where you can bring the ISO up. But whenever you're already on a bright sunny day, you don't really need ISO to control exposure. And one of the reasons I would recommend not using ISO is the more ISO or the higher the ISO you introduce, the more noisy your image is going to get. And the DJI Mini 2 image can be noisy at the best of times and look overly sharp at the best of times. And I find that really increasing the ISO in situations where you don't need it, like a sunny day, you're just increasing the chances of having a noisy image, which you really don't want. It really takes away from the cinematic aspect of the DJI Mini 2. Too much noise in an image can be really hard to remove. So try not to do it if possible. I personally always keep my ISO at 100. The third method or tool we have at our disposal, and the one I use for setting exposure, is ND filters like these from Freewell. Now if you don't have ND filters, before I explain why and how you use them for exposure, I highly recommend you pick up a set. If you want to pick these ones up from Freewell, I've been using them and find them fantastic. There's a link in the description down below, but any ND filter for the DJI Mini 2 will be great. Just make sure you have a set. It's a must whenever you're trying to get cinematic shots for your Mini 2 that you have ND filters. So how do they work? Well, in its simplest form, an ND filter is basically like a pair of sunglasses for your camera sensor. A dark piece of glass that goes in front of the sensor that restricts the amount of light coming in. And what this means is you can keep your shutter speed down to get great looking motion blur. You can keep your ISO down so you don't get noisy looking images, but you can expose correctly by introducing this dark glass in front of your drone. Now, very quickly how I use them is what I do is I hold my drone up in the direction that I am going to be filming. I look at the app, the drone is on of course, I look at the app and I can see what the exposure is. So if it's exposed too much, I can simply put a ND filter on and then I can hold it up again, and if it's still too exposed, I can then put a darker ND filter on, and I just keep doing this until I get the right filter combination to get a perfectly exposed image. If you want to see that process in more detail, I've done a video going over how I select the right ND filter when I'm out shooting cinematic footage, so you can click the link above to see that. But as mentioned, ND filters are the best solution for getting your exposure right when you are shooting or wanting to shoot cinematic footage. So now that you know what exposure is and the tools we have available to control it, let me give you my secret for getting beautiful cinematic footage 100% of the time. So the first thing we need to do is know how we can see what the exposure is. And if you look at your DJI Fly app, in the bottom right corner, you'll see an icon and some numbers. And that stands for manual metering. And what this does is this shows you your exposure. And most people will tell you that you want to aim for your exposure to be 0.0. But here is my magic formula and my secret. I always expose slightly darker to minus 0.7. So why do I do this? Well, I have found that the DJI Mini 2 responds really well to slightly underexposing the image. And then what that does is that allows you to bring up them details in the shadows in post and create a much higher dynamic range in your shots. Now, when you try this and go out and you expose to minus 0.7, you might find that the shot looks slightly too dark in the DJI Fly app, and you might be thinking, well, Matthew's told me to do this, but I'm not too sure because it's looking too dark. But trust the process. And then when you bring your footage in to color correct it, you'll find that the dynamic range you're able to get out of your shot just makes your image look so much more cinematic and actually makes it look like it came from a more expensive drone in the DJI range. So what I'm going to do very quickly, this is not a color correcting video, but I'm going to show you just how much dynamic range you can get out of a shot whenever you expose to minus 0.7 and how I pull that detail out of the shot in Premiere Pro. So as mentioned, this is not going to be an in-depth video into color correcting, but what I want to show you is just how much better and cinematic this shot's going to look because I underexposed to minus 0.7. So you can see, because I underexposed this image using my secret method, it's actually quite dark and lacks a bit of color. But you're going to see very quickly how much life we can introduce into this shot and how easy it is to do in Premiere Pro. But these principles will follow into any color correcting software you use. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring down the highlights slightly, and then I'm going to push the shadows way up. And you can see just all the detail that's there in them shadows. If I bring this down, you know, this detail starts to really come alive as I bring the shadows up. So you want to push your shadows way more than you would typically expect to, but because you've underexposed, you can. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce quite a bit of vibrance and quite a bit of saturation. And now this is where the magic happens. I'm going to create a really simple S-curve. And I'm just going to then bring the lower half of the S-curve down until I get an image that I think looks right. And I'm really happy with this. Last thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to tweak the color temperature slightly, just to make the shot stand out a little bit more. And now if we take a look at the before and after of this shot, so here's the before and here's the after. Just look at how cinematic and how beautiful this shot looks. And we've been able to achieve this because we've been using my secret method of underexposing the images. And like I say, the images that come out of the DJI Mini 2 just really respond well to being slightly underexposed. So that's my magic formula. If you've liked this video and you've learned something new, please make sure to hit the like button. And if you're new around here and haven't subscribed and like drone related videos, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. And please make sure the notification bell's on so you don't miss any of my upcoming drone content. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video has helped. I'll see you in the next one.